Hi, I'm Justine Louise. Welcome to my channel. So today I am going to talk to you about my journey with insomnia. It has been such a pain, but thankfully I have cured it, I think, knock wood. So I just thought I would share this with you because I did a lot of research when I was struggling with this and I couldn't find answers to my issues. So I had to do it all on my own, basically by researching, and I finally came up with something. So maybe some of my symptoms might be similar to yours, and I'm hoping that maybe I can pass along some information to help you with insomnia if you have it. Now, my insomnia, there's many different types. My particular insomnia was I would wake up every night between 3 and 5 a.m. So I could fall asleep, I just could not stay asleep. Now, it didn't matter if I went to bed at 2 a.m., I would still wake up at 3. I could go to bed at 6 p.m. and I'd still wake up at 3. My body was just automatically waking up. Now, I would say to people, oh, I woke up at 3, and they'd say, oh yeah, I do that too, but I just roll over and fall asleep again. This was a burst awake. It was like, I would explain to people, it was like I just drank an espresso coffee. It was just a burst of adrenaline, basically. Or it felt like I would actually be dreaming that I jumped into a pool of ice cold water. So, you know, that exhilarating kind of feeling, and I would just bolt awake, and there was no way I was falling asleep again. It wasn't because my mind was too active or thinking about things or stressed. It was just this adrenaline. I think that's cortisol, maybe, that I just must have had it on the wrong cycle. I'm not quite sure. So I did a lot of research. I saw things on adrenal fatigue. It could have been using electronics in the evening. So I bought these really sexy glasses and I would watch TV in the evenings with my yellow glasses. I would read my Kindle with them, play my iPad, whatever. Didn't help. I did everything that you would read that are traditional fall asleep things: chamomile tea, go to bed at the same time, making a peaceful environment in your room, lavender, using a sleep mask. You name it, I tried it. And it also wasn't because I wasn't exhausted. There was times where I was prepping for fitness competitions and I was exhausted. I was doing cardio morning and evenings, as well as 2-hour weight workouts a day. And if you're thinking, oh, well, maybe that was part of your insomnia, this was actually going on a year before I started prepping. So this has been going on for a long time. There was even a period where my husband and I went to Las Vegas and we would have to get hotel rooms that were a suite because I would wake up at 3 in the morning and I had nowhere to go. So I would go into a living room or whatever. But we were in Las Vegas and we'd gone out till like 10 o'clock and I bolted awake every night at midnight. And so I would be up from midnight, the whole night, and then the whole next day. And if you've experienced that, you know how horrible it is. You're just exhausted. And it's so difficult to function like that. And we would do it when we were on holiday all the time. So if you've woken up in a hotel room at 3 in the morning and you have a partner lying in bed, it is just horrible. With nowhere to go, nothing to do, you can't turn on lights, you can't make a noise. It's just horrific. So I was on the hunt for something of what I could possibly do. So I've bought products. I've tried this from Magnum. It's called G-Spring. It was a sleeping thing. They guaranteed you'd sleep. I tried melatonin. Didn't work. My sister-in-law suggested Tylenol PM. She said it's fabulous. You'll fall asleep. And she said you just need to get your sleep cycles back in order. Once you sleep in one day till 7, your body will follow, so you just need to get back in that routine. But as I mentioned, I'd traveled a lot. Sometimes we'd go to South Africa and I'd still wake up at 3 in the morning there. So it wasn't my body clock set to a certain time. I even looked online and there was something, a Chinese clock. I don't know if any of you have looked at that as well, where if you wake up at certain times, it's a organ that needs help. So between 3 and 5, I think it was lungs and something else. I don't know. But I just thought, with that information, I thought, okay, so what am I supposed to do with that? So my lungs have a problem at 3 a.m. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I think another one was liver, and I just tried everything. I've even bought like tonics to sniff before you go to sleep, lavender and all that. No such luck. Even my dad has the same issue, so I think I've inherited it from him, but mine only just started like about 3 or 4 years ago, whereas he's had this his whole life. But he has had a prescription for trazodone, and he said, I don't really like giving this to you, but you're struggling, so I'm going to give you one of my prescriptions of trazodone. Please be careful, da-da-da. I take the trazodone, boing, at 3 a.m. And my dad said, that's impossible. That should make you sleep for a week. And I said, I bolted awake. I just don't know what it is. So I searched again online for the best over-the-counter sleeping pill. And I got so many results saying the Kirkland sleep aid. And the Kirkland is, if you don't know, is a Costco brand. And it wasn't available in Costco Canada. Now I don't know if there's a reason for that, I don't know. So I have to order this from the US. So I ordered a bottle of this, and oh my God, the first night I used it, I slept till 7 in the morning. I cannot be without this pill. Unfortunately, I am having to take a sleeping pill, and I'm sorry if I'm recommending sleeping pills, but if you have gone through 3 or 4 years of insomnia and not getting a full night's sleep, you will do anything. So I talked to my doctor about it as well, and she said, I don't like to suggest sleeping pills to people. However, not getting enough sleep, I think, is worse for your body than taking a sleeping pill. And she said, in this particular sleeping pill is Benadryl. She said a lot of over-the-counter medications are basically antihistamines that make you drowsy, or maybe she said Gravol. Can't totally remember, but it was something minor. And I know no drug is minor, but if you are suffering, I highly recommend these. And I've tried so many different Unisom, Zytol, whatever there are. Nothing worked for me but this Kirkland. So now I've got myself into a regime. I take this about an hour before I fall asleep, and I spray my pillow with, I just got this at Christmas, this deep pillow spray, or the sage sleep stuff. It's basically a lavender scented thing. I spray my pillow with this while I fall asleep. I rub this sage, it's like a lavender kind of oil as well. I rub it on my wrists before I fall asleep. And a half hour before I sleep, I take this that I also just got at Christmas, and it's valerian root. And I just take 1 tablet, and it just relaxes your mind. I fall asleep. I go to sleep every night at about 11 o'clock, and I sleep till 8 a.m. I don't set an alarm for myself because I've gone through so many years of insomnia that I just allow myself to sleep and allow my own body to wake itself up. And when I wake up, it is like the old days. You wake up, you're groggy, you're tired, and it's a normal, gradual wake up, as opposed to that gong adrenaline shot through my body. Hi, so I just wanted to jump in quick because I think I forgot to mention a big piece to the insomnia problem, and that is caffeine intake. I may have touched on it just briefly throughout my video, but after I filmed it, I remembered something else, and it actually proved my theory the other day as well. So I just thought I would jump in and add this. So you may think to yourself, I have 1 cup of coffee, or I don't drink coffee after 10 a.m. or noon or 1, and we all kind of have a magic number and think that that is helping with the caffeine because you haven't drank it since the morning, so why would that affect your sleep later on in the evenings? But I actually think that caffeine can stay in your system, and I think it messes with your, is it circadian rhythms? I'm not quite sure. I'm not a doctor, I just kind of do my own research. So I think it does affect your sleep cycles no matter what time you drank it at. I used to drink green tea a lot during the day for the health benefits, before realizing how much caffeine was actually in it. And at that time, that was when I was having my insomnia problems. So I cut that out, and I still, of course, was having the insomnia issues where I woke up in the middle of the night. not realizing that I was thinking to myself, I have one coffee a day. But what that coffee was is I have an espresso machine, so the pods, and I would have 1 8-ounce coffee, and then I would add in there 2 espresso shots. Yes, just to kind of spike it up. And I would say, well, I'm having 1 coffee a day and I drink it at 6 in the morning. So how could that possibly have anything to do with 3 a.m.? So my dad mentioned that to me, and I thought, no, that's impossible because it's hours and hours away and I only have 1 a day. But not taking into effect how much caffeine was in that 1 coffee. So then I cut back to the 1 8-ounce and then 1 espresso shot, and I was still having issues. So a while into my insomnia problem, when I started taking the blue sleeping pills from Kirkland, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to cut down to 1 8-ounce coffee a day, and I was sleeping amazing. I still take my little blue pill at night because I'm just terrified of waking up at 3 a.m. So anyway, earlier this week, I decided to do a little experiment, and I thought, you know what, I am going to have my regular 8-ounce coffee, and I'm going to do 1 shot of espresso in there and see what happens. Because really, how can that affect me at 3 in the morning? I did that the other night, and even though I took my blue pill, 3 a.m. gong, I was awake, wide awake. But luckily I had taken that blue sleeping pill, so it made me groggy enough that I could fall back to sleep. So the moral of the story is, take a look at your caffeine intake. Even if it is 1 coffee, how strong is that coffee that you are drinking? Or how many coffees are you drinking a day? So I'm wondering if it has something to do with caffeine that's in my system. Even though it is 18 hours prior, I don't know if it's just does something to my rhythm. So anyway, I thought I would just jump in and mention that during this video, because I think this is also a very important piece of this crazy puzzle. So anyway, continue on with the rest of the video. And I've been doing this Kirkland now for almost 2 years, and I don't know how I lived without it. I have now bought it for my dad, and I keep him in supply of it, and he too cannot believe how his sleep has changed. He says, oh my God, I slept till 7. He said, that never happens for me. I can't believe it. So just take 1 tablet, and I shouldn't be promoting taking drugs. Not that it's an over-the-counter medication. It's not a prescription. So I just see that there's more benefits to sleep than negatives taking a sleeping pill. And if this can help somebody, I would love that, because I just know how horrible it was to have insomnia and waking up in the night, especially, as I mentioned, if you're on a holiday and it ruins your whole day and you're wandering in a hotel room by yourself in the pitch black and having to entertain yourself. It's rough. So anyway, I hope this helped you. I know it's a little bit off topic of beauty things, but I just thought I would share my experience because I really struggled with it and had to self-diagnose and self-medicate myself based on research. And this has really, really helped me. Another final thing, if you have issues falling asleep, there's once in a blue moon where I'm just kind of awake like as though I'd had a Coke, not that I drink Coke, but you just not tired at all when you go to fall asleep. And that's also from Costco. It's called Super Sleep, and I do get these in Canada. And it's a melatonin, L-theanine, and 5-HTP, and it's just all kind of a relaxing thing, and I promise you'll fall asleep in 15 minutes. It's just a little chewable tablet. It's incredibly sweet. He'll warn you. But I instantly fall asleep 15 minutes. It just shuts your brain down so you don't have that thinking and overthinking. I mean, how many times have I thought at 10 o'clock at night when I'm falling asleep, I need to remember to put something on a grocery list, and it'll just drive me nuts. And you wake up in the morning, you think, that had me not falling asleep, putting something on a grocery list. But you know how it is when you're falling asleep. Things just seem so important or stressful. So anyway, again, I hope this helped you. And if you liked it, please click like. And if you enjoy these types of videos or beauty-related content and travel, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.